So you're looking to buy a brand new iPhone 17, but you're a little shaky on which model to get. Do I get the regular iPhone 17, the Air, the Pro Max, or how much storage, or what color should I get? Or is there even a big difference this year? We're gonna be looking at all of that and more because frankly, I don't want you guys to make a mistake. I kinda did last year, and I personally think this year is hands down one of the most confusing years to decipher which iPhone you should be getting, especially with a brand new edition of the Air, which is one massive change this year that is going to make or break your Apple experience. So let's break it down. We're going to walk through every model and kind of see exactly what you're getting for your money by stepping up at each bracket. Let's get into it. Okay, first up, let's start with the iPhone 17. Now this model comes in at $799 USD. This is the cheapest iPhone that you can get that's brand new this year. And by going with this model, here's what you're expected to get. The design is pretty much the exact same from last year. So you're getting that really nice 6.3-inch Super Retina XDR display with a peak brightness this time of 3000 nits. This is one of the brightest screens we've seen on an iPhone yet, and this is actually insane, especially when you're out in direct sunlight. You're gonna have I'm pretty sure you can blind the sun with your phone. That's how bright this is gonna be. This year you get the brand new A19 chip, which is great because you're gonna be future-proof for anything new that Apple drops for Apple Intelligence. Let's hope that there's some new updates coming. But here's the thing that literally made me jump out of my chair during the keynote. The ProMotion is finally on the base model. Yes, you heard that right. 120 Hz ProMotion display is on the regular iPhone 17, guys. Let's pack it up. Android fanboys are gonna be disappointed because they have literally nothing else to grasp onto now. Apple finally listened. This is honestly game-changing and probably the single biggest upgrade to the base model we've ever seen. Also, you get always on display now, which was exclusive to Pro models, so it's kind of cool. And speaking of upgrades, Ceramic Shield 2 here, which will give you 3 times better scratch resistance. Now, if I show you guys my iPhone, you will literally gasp because this thing is scratched to smithereens. So having that scratch protection is definitely welcome. The camera system also got a nice little bump here. It still has a 48 megapixel fusion camera for the wide angle lens, and the ultra wide angle is 12 megapixel, but that selfie camera, guys, this one is a game changer because it now has center stage. Now that might not sound amazing, but trust me, it's pretty much like having open gate for your front camera. Firstly, the front camera is now 18 megapixel, literally twice the size, and you get a square sensor on it. And with center stage, AI will go ahead and adjust the frame based on how many people are actually in it. This is a sick feature. I think a lot of people use iPhones for selfies, and this is really gonna up their quality. Also, another thing that's gonna make a big difference to you guys is the iPhone 17 now starts at 256 gigabytes instead of 128 gigabytes. So actually for the same price, you're pretty much getting more. Dare I say, the iPhone 17 is actually better value for money this year than any other previous year before inflation, I guess. Next up is a brand new addition to the iPhone lineup called the iPhone Air, and it's a completely new category starting at $200 more at $999. But look, I gotta say, for that $200 jump, it's hella tempting because it does get a lot for your money. So who's this phone basically for? It's for someone who wants that premium experience but doesn't need all of those pro features. In the past, the average person has paid pro level pricing just to get a better pro premium phone but didn't need all of those camera features. So this year, we've done away with that. You have another option now. Think of it like the MacBook Air of iPhones. It's thin, it's light, but it's still super powerful. Now this thing is thin. And also the screen size here is what I'm really excited about because it comes in right between the iPhone 17 and the iPhone 17 Pro Max at 6.5 inches, which I think is actually the perfect size. It's also got a titanium frame with ceramic shield on both the front and back, which is gonna give you 4 times better durability. So you're not gonna be too concerned about breaking it, which is definitely gonna be a concern. I wonder how it's gonna do in terms of Unbox Therapy's Ben tests in his back pocket, but we'll be waiting to see those come out. Watch it become like a whole thing again, like what was that, 2008? Now, in terms of internals, Apple just threw the kitchen sink at this as well. You get the ProMotion 120 Hz, you get the Super Retina XDR display, and you get the same A19 Pro chip from the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max, which the iPhone 17 base model does not get. So Apple just literally threw all the internals of the Pro lineup into this phone, but gave you a much thinner chassis and body for people who don't care about all of those extra camera and log features. But here's the thing that's wild about this phone. It's only got one camera on the back. It It kind of does look nice. It's like this minimal, sleek looking design with like one camera on the back. And Apple didn't make that one camera count though. It's got that 48 megapixel fusion camera system, and it's gonna give you wide as well as 2x telephoto through machine learning. So it's a solid camera, honestly, for majority of the people using their phone. That camera is gonna be more than enough to capture all of your family moments and everything like that. You also still have that center stage 18 megapixel front camera, which is chef's kiss, which you can also use to now do dual capture, so you can capture like the front as well as your reaction, which is kind of cool. I know Android phones have had this before. I know there's apps on iPhone that you could do this before, like Filmic Pro, but it's nice to have that built into the actual Apple app. But here's the one thing that I'm a little bit reserved about until I actually get to test it out, and that is battery life. So Apple did tout that it's got an all-day battery life. I love how Apple never really tells you like what the milliamps or how large the battery actually is. And Apple also designing a special battery pack that's super thin, that's specifically designed for the Air. I don't know, it doesn't give me too much confidence. Kind of like, hey, look, I know the battery is a little bit lacking, but look, we also have this cool battery bank that you can buy now. But they did say with the battery bank, you get 40 hours of total playback. So maybe it's solid and right on brand with the demographic that's going to be looking at the Air. You also get some new cases and this new crossbody strap that you can use with your phone. So that's really cool. If you want something new, something sleek, the iPhone Air is a solid option. One thing to mention though, it is only eSIM, which actually gives you a little bit more battery because it will use the SIM card spot to extend the battery a little bit more. And it comes in these particular gorgeous colors, which we will talk about in a second. But before we get to colors, let's talk about the next step up. Okay, so what do you get for the next step up in the iPhone lineup? This is the iPhone 17 Pro. So who should actually consider getting this phone? Coming in at $1099, which is just about $100 more than the Air. What exactly are you getting here? First off, this is a complete redesign. Like, we're talking an aluminum unibody construction design. It's no longer titanium or two-piece construction like before. This thing looks gorgeous, but here's why that's actually smart. Now, the way that they've designed this phone from ground up, Apple's actually designed an entire new vapor chamber for heat management that they tout is gonna give you 20 times better thermal conductivity and 40% better sustained performance. So if you are someone who loves editing videos on your phone or pushes your phone hard, or you love gaming and you game a lot on your phone, this thing is actually gonna be huge. Now with the iPhone 17 Pro, the screen size is at 6.3 inches. Now the Pro with the 6.3 inches was the phone that I've been using for the past year, and I think it's a solid size. And with those thin bezels and everything, you're getting that same ProMotion 120 Hertz display, plus all the Pro display features we've had in the past. But the real story here, the real improvement here this year is that all three cameras now are 48 megapixel fusion cameras. Look, I've been using the iPhone heavily for a lot of the content creation on my channel, and some of you guys have loved the vlogs and stuff that I've been putting out, and a lot of times I'm using the iPhone to capture a lot of the footage when I don't have my main cinema cameras. And I'll be honest, it does hurt whenever I jump from that main camera, 48 megapixel camera, to like an ultra wide lens or a telephoto lens, because it immediately impacts my f-stop, my light, my sensor. There's more grain in the video, and it hurts me a little bit to switch between lenses. So I try not to, but now I don't have to worry about that. That's a game changer. You also get 4x and 8x optical zoom when combined with digital zoom. And this thing is like having 8 different lenses in your pocket. So I think this is gonna be fantastic for video and photo shooters. It's gonna be an absolute game changer. And look, for video nerds like me, you're getting, wait for it, ProRes RAW capture, which is actually like insane if you think about it. Like, I'm curious how much better the dynamic range is gonna be on these iPhones. Like, I was literally watching the keynote for Apple right now, and they filmed the whole thing on the iPhone, and all I could keep thinking about is, if this is shot on iPhone, the dynamic range on this video is actually like mind-boggling. Like, it was so good. The battery life is also supposed to be the best on any iPhone model in the past, especially thanks to that new thermal system and the A19 Pro chip efficiency. Also having ceramic shield improvements both on the front and back. As well with this phone, you're gonna have much better scratch resistance and break resistance, so hopefully that's gonna keep my phone a little bit better this year as well. And in terms of colors, you have silver, deep blue, and the new cosmic orange, which we need to talk about that. But first, before we get to colors, let's talk about the next step up from the iPhone 17 Pro, and that is the big boy, the 17 Pro Max. This jump is no longer $200 more now, it's only $100 more, coming in at $1199. So what exactly are you getting for that $100 more? Well, this year, you're pretty much just getting a bigger screen, coming in at 6.9 inches. So who's this gonna actually make a difference for? I guess having that bigger screen will be nice for people who are filmmakers, photographers, or people who need those pro features, because you do have a bigger canvas to work with. And other than screen size, the other big improvement is going to be battery life, because it's a bigger phone, you're going to have a bigger physical battery, so you are going to have better battery life on this iPhone. And look, here's the thing, unlike previous years where the Pro Max had exclusive camera features or something different about it, there's literally no difference this year between the Pro and Pro Max cameras, and it's purely just about screen size and battery life. That's it. So Apple's basically saying, pick your size, not your features. Okay, now let's quickly talk about storage, because this is absolutely crucial. The iPhone 17 and the iPhone Air both start with 256 gigabytes this year, which is perfect, honestly, for most people. So in my opinion, if you're not specifically creating content or taking a lot of photos and videos, the 256 gig model should be enough for you. The Pro models also start at 256 gigs, but my hot take is if you're going to go with the Pro model, you should at least consider 512 gigabytes, because those ProRes videos are going to take up a lot more space. So ProRes RAW is going to be far worse. That storage is going to fill up fast, and you're going to want that extra space. Heck, I would even push you towards 1 terabyte. I think that's what I'm going to be getting. Okay, lastly, colors, the most exciting part of this video. Okay, the iPhone 17 comes in some beautiful color options. From what I'm seeing, you have lavender, sage, mist blue, white, and black. I personally think mist blue goes pretty hard, but then again, that's a pretty safe color. I don't know, what do you guys think? What about the sage? Is it too dark, or the lavender is too light? I don't know, which one is your favorite? As for the iPhone Air, the iPhone Air has premium finishes that look absolutely stunning on that phone. Like, I can't even explain how good this phone looks. With the iPhone Air, you have space black, you have cloud white, and you have light gold and sky blue. So 4 separate options. I'm really interested to see how these turn out, so make sure you guys are subbed to the channel, because we're gonna be getting them all in and we're gonna be comparing them, so make sure you guys are subbed. Now for the Pro models, we've got silver, which looks clean, deep blue, which is giving me iPhone 12 Pro Pacific blue vibes, and then there's the cosmic orange. Now, do I want an orange iPhone? I mean, it's bold, it's kind of different. It's definitely making a statement. But yeah, in conclusion, look, here's my take. The iPhone 17 is an incredible value this year, with ProMotion finally coming to the base model, always on display, 48 megapixel camera, center stage on your front facing 18 megapixel camera, 256 starting storage, and that A19 chip. And in my opinion, for all of those features, the iPhone 17 is incredible value for money. So I think most people should actually just go with that. If you want a solid iPhone experience, if you're the type of person that keeps your iPhone for a few years, look, I'm gonna just go out there and say it. I think you should personally go for the iPhone Air. I know I'm asking you to spend a little bit more money, 200 bucks more to be exact, but look, after years, we are finally seeing a new design change, a new model that honestly just feels and hits different. It's something premium, it's something special, it's impossibly thin. Holding that phone every single day, using that phone every single day is gonna put a smile on your face. As for the Pro models, starting at $1099 for the Pro and $1199 for the Pro Max, you should only be getting these phones if you're actually going to be using those camera features. If terms like ProRes RAW, Gen Lock, Apple Log, and like vapor chamber cooling get you excited, then yeah, go ahead, get the Pro, because you're the exact demographic that Apple is aiming these phones at. So my advice, if you feel like splurging a little bit or feel like getting something a little bit special, go for the Air rather than the 17. If you need something for content creation, go for the Pro. But if you're value conscious, you don't care about having the thinnest and specialist feeling iPhone, then honestly just go for the 17, because it is a solid value for money and you're getting a lot for your money with the iPhone 17. Now here's what I will be personally getting most likely, and that is the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Probably 1 terabyte this year. I still can't decide between the Pro and the Pro Max. And as for the colors, I honestly can't decide between the cosmic orange and the deep blue, but I will have to decide that once I get those in my hand. So make sure you guys are subbed for that. Also, let me know what configuration and specs you are thinking of buying in the comment section down below, or are you even planning on updating? Until then, check out one of these two videos and I will see you guys for the unboxing. Peace.